Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2024 found footage horror film Dagr. The film is co-written and directed by Matthew Butler Hart, and it stars Riz Moritz, Ellie Duckles and Tori Butler Hart. Right, okay, the film follows two young social media stars. We have Louise and Thea, and they've got their channel, and they're a bit like modern day Robin Hoods, I suppose. They kind of put like things on their face so that you can't be seen on the channel, and then they will go to somewhere and they'll rob it. You know, not any old house or anything. They'll go to like some posh estate and steal a vase or whatever. You know, and they keep trying to outdo themselves. So you know, they then have got this next skit set up. Basically, they have booked themselves to go to like a fashion shoot. And they're going to go to the fashion shoot pretending to be caterers, and then they're basically going to steal all the clothes and everything like that and then do one. However, what they don't realise is the place where this fashion shoot is taking place has got essentially a curse on it. And as they're making their way there, the people are already there doing the fashion shoot, so they're taking pictures and stuff like that, and then slowly but surely it all starts going horrifically wrong. These two girls turn up to the shoot, find everybody gone, and then have the horrific realisation that something very, very sinister has happened, and then they have to then fight to survive. Right, what are my thoughts on Dagr? Well, I remember this one coming out this year. When I say I remember it, I remember seeing the poster of this one when it came out last year and stuff. And I'll be honest, I didn't realise it was a found footage film, otherwise I probably would have watched it. And it's actually Leo over at Geek Legion of Doom that pointed me in the right direction of this film. And I'm glad he did, because I really enjoyed this one. I'm a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to found footage. I like them to kind of follow a familiar format. Sometimes I like them to play around with a format, as long as they kind of do something quite creative with it, and sometimes it'll really work. But I like them to kind of follow a familiar format, a certain blueprint, and this one certainly does that. And it almost has like two parts to it in many ways. You know, you've got this setup with these two girls, and then you've got them travelling to the shoot in a car, chatting to each other, and I really liked it because you got to know them, you know, as characters and as just, and they felt like regular, genuine people, you know, regular girls just living life and having fun. And I bought it. I bought their friendship. I bought their characters. I just thought, you know, they were quite fun and, you know, and outgoing. And then you've got the other people at the shoot. You know, you've got like the two models, and you've got like, you know, the cameraman and the director and all this kind of stuff, and they're doing their bit at the shoot. So you're getting to know them as well to some degree. And then when they turn up there and everybody's gone, they kind of then, it almost becomes like a found footage film within a found footage film, which I think is really smart, because they're finding the equipment from the stuff they've been filming, and then they start watching it back, and they start unraveling what's happened to the previous people that were there. And initially, obviously, they don't believe it. They're kind of like, nah, this can't be real. This can't be real, until it gets to the point where they can't ignore it. It absolutely is real, and they are in a lot of bother. So it kind of bubbles away, and then you get these spikes here and there of this spooky chanting going on, and then these shadows turning up, and people getting thrown against walls, and people getting attacked and stabbed, and all sorts of stuff going off throughout the film periodically. And then you've got the typical manic last 15 minutes of the film. You know, charging about in the woods with the camera shaking and crying and screaming and panicking and all that kind of stuff. So it follows a very, very simple set of rules for me in regards to found footage, you know. And for me, it ticked all them boxes, you know, a reason to be filming. You know, there's a reason for them both to be filming, you know, both these girls and the people at the site, the crew, who were doing like the fashion shoot. So you've got a double whammy there. There's a reason for them both to be filming, which, you know, it's quite smart and clever how they do that. And then you've got the kind of other stuff that goes on with the found footage film. You know, the fact that for me, it's got to kind of keep it bubbling away and simmering with an occasional spike here and there. It's not often, I think, if you go into a found footage film, it's just intensity from minute one to the end. It's too much, and it becomes too intense, and it almost headache-inducing type of stuff. So now this one kind of, you know, pokes you at the right times. This one, you know, pokes you and prods you at the right times. And for me, it did its job, and it did it well. There are better found footage films out there, but this is a very watchable one with quite memorable characters. Certainly the two girls didn't necessarily warm to the fashion shoot ones so much, apart from the director of the fashion shoot, Tori, I believe she was called. You know, she was kind of quite a memorable one there, but the rest of them were fairly forgettable, I suppose. And it would have been nice to kind of learn a little bit more about this house and the cult, because all we really learn is that there is like a cult around these areas, because these two girls stop at a shop and she comes out with this mask and she says, you know, oh, they sell these to tourists. You know, it's something to do with some local legend of a cult sort of thing. So it would have been nice to kind of learn a little bit more. Maybe if they'd have gone in the shop, if we'd have gone in the shop with her when she was buying the mask, you know, if the person in the shop was telling us a little bit more about this curse. The way they kind of do it is in the house, as like a clip comes on one of the TVs and someone previously that visited the house kind of gives you some exposition. That felt a little bit forced for me, even though it was quite atmospheric. So yeah, it did its job. This, you know, it puts you on the edge of your seat when you're supposed to be. You know, that it's got spikes of fear and terror when it's supposed to have. It's not bone-chillingly frightening or anything like that, but it does its job. It's a solid found footage film, and one that I enjoyed checking out. So yeah, if you are a fan of this genre, this horror subgenre, definitely one to recommend, guys. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please click the like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and I will of course be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.